from the National News Studio, Sri Lanka.
Good evening and welcome to the National News broadcast, bringing to you live from the National News Studios here at the ChannelEye Rupavahini Corporation. We are ready to bring you the top stories here at home and around the world. I am Charita Minaprarachi, together with Dulanjali Anand.
Consumers experience severe difficulties in the face of indecisive egg price changes. A new solution for the high passport demand. Sri Lanka is waiting for financing assurances from its bilateral creditors to obtain support from the International Monetary Fund. President emphasizes that government officials should fulfill their responsibilities properly when serving the nation. 6 students remanded until January 4th over the alleged Peradeniya University assault. An increase of COVID-19 infections in China.
On to those and other stories in detail now, when starting off with the top local story. All Ceylon Poultry Businessmen Association says that the retail price of an egg should not exceed 55 rupees.
However, the All Ceylon Eggs Trade Association, during a media briefing held yesterday, said that to find a poultry farm which sells eggs below 55 rupees is an impossible task. In the meantime, the consumers are facing severe difficulties after the retail price of eggs increased up to 60 rupees. The retail price of an egg in majority trade stores is currently at 57 rupees margin. The consumers alleged that some trade stores sell eggs at a price of 60 rupees. Meanwhile, All Ceylon Poultry Businessmen Association requested the public to reject and refuse such traders who sell eggs at exorbitant rates. All Ceylon Eggs Traders Association yesterday said that the government should take steps to safeguard the small-scale poultry farmers. The association alleged that attempts are made to create the eggs industry into a monopoly by sabotaging the small-scale businesses. However, All Ceylon Canteen Owners Association today said that the Eggs Traders Association are also part of this mafia to create a monopoly. Now, the delay which occurs during the process of obtaining a passport is an issue faced by the public at present.
This delay has caused severe difficulties among the people, and however, the Immigration Department is expecting to introduce a new program in the upcoming year to limit the delays that occur in the passport issuance process. Due to the prevailing high demand, the applicants have to direct their photograph through an online platform and access www.immigration.gov.lk website and schedule an appointment. However, the applicants have to wait over 2 to 3 months to schedule an appointment to obtain their respective passport. Accordingly, the Immigration Department is planning to initiate a new program from January to avoid prevailing delays and issues pertaining to the passport issuance process. The new program will enable the applicants to receive their passports within 3 days to their homes under the one-day service. The department expects to lower the charges considering the 3-day delay.
The Governor of the Central Bank of Sri Lanka, Dr. Nandalal Weerasinghe, says Sri Lanka is waiting for financing assurances from its bilateral creditors, including India and China, to receive support from the International Monetary Fund. The Central Bank Governor made these remarks during an interview with the Hindu newspaper. The Central Bank Governor, during the interview, has indicated that Sri Lanka has shared all the information possible with the bilateral creditors on an open, comparable and transparent basis. The Governor has said that creditors will consider the information, make their decisions internally and reach back to Sri Lanka. He further said that Sri Lanka hopes the creditors would reach back to them soon. In September, the IMF reached a staff-level agreement with Sri Lanka for a $2.9 billion package to support the country facing its worst economic crisis in decades. However, Sri Lanka must now obtain adequate financing assurances from its creditors for the IMF board to approve the promised extended fund facility. From the time the Sri Lankan government entered the provincial agreement with the IMF, India has underscored the need for creditor equitability and transparency. Governor Weerasinghe said that the Hindu newspaper implying that Sri Lanka must not give any creditor preferential treatment while restructuring their loans. The central bank governor said that talks with China were delayed due to the internal issues in China. After the creditors provide financing assurances, it would likely take the IMF board 4 to 6 weeks to approve the package, he said. Now, President Ranil Wickremesinghe emphasized that government officials should fulfill their responsibilities properly when serving the nation.
The President made these remarks while attending the Nuwara Eliya District Development Committee meeting held at the Nuwara Eliya District Secretariat this morning. The President pointed out that the government officials without his involvement can solve around 50% of the problems faced by the public. He added that it is not necessary for a president or a minister to come from Colombo to solve those problems. He also said government institutions should be committed to provide maximum public service in a well-coordinated manner. The President instructed the officers to formulate a report jointly engaging all government agencies on the resolution of land problems in Nuwara Eliya district prior to February 4th and said that if such a report is not submitted, he will take necessary actions in this regard. Further attention was focused on providing facilities for the health centers located near the estates. Addressing the gathering, the President said that problems can solved by the level of government officials should be solved first. A report of the problems in this district should be prepared 1 month before the next District Development Committee meeting, he added. The President further said that officers should participate in the meeting of the Development Committee with possible solutions to the problems mentioned in the report. He said that as a president, he will not find time to do any work other than solving these problems. The measures to be taken for the promotion of the tourism industry in the Nuwara Eliya district were also discussed at the meeting, while the President also advised to commence a cable car project between Pattipola and Porolanda for tourists visiting the world's end. Government officials should not do anything that harms the people and the environment, the President pointed out. The President said that special programs are needed to boost the tourism industry in the Nuwara Eliya district, but nothing should be done in such a way as harm the environment, he added. Horton Plains is the highest place in Sri Lanka. Therefore, he said that nothing can be done to destroy it. He added that the government expects to bring a new law to protect the Horton Plains. Also, steps are being taken to commence a cable car service between Pattipola and Boralanda for those visiting the world's end, he added. President Wickremesinghe further said urgent solutions should be given to the land problems of the people of Nuwara Eliya, and he requested the District Secretariat, Ministry of Plantation and Land Registration Department to jointly prepare a report on the government-owned lands in this district within a month. About 50% of the issues discussed at the meeting are issues that can be resolved at the officer level, he added. However, he said that it is not necessary for a president, not even a minister, to spend money and come from Colombo to talk about these minor issues. Therefore, it is necessary for government officials to properly fulfill their responsibilities assigned to them without engaging in a tug of war, he said. Ministers, state ministers, parliamentarians and government officials were present at this occasion.
His Eminence Malcolm Cardinal Ranjit says in his Christmas message that true meaning of Christmas is not about accumulation but giving and sharing. The Cardinal made these remarks following a Christmas carol program held at the Holy Cross College in Kalutara. His Eminence Malcolm Cardinal Ranjit requests the Catholic devotees to extend their helping hand for the destitute families living in their respective residential areas in celebrating the true essence of Christmas. Financial assistance was extended for destitute families in the area, while children belonging to low-income earning families received scholarship during the event. The Catholic devotees are all set to celebrate the joyous Christmas in a couple of days.
The greater society amidst the commercialization and festivities encompassing Christmas celebration are still in pursuit to realize the true essence of the holiday. Now let's take a look at the Christmas Day message to understand the true spirit behind the Christmas.
Greetings, and I wish you peace during this Christmas day. My dear beloved brothers and sisters, as we come together to celebrate the birth of Christ, the Christmas, the very peace and joy that we are supposed to share with our people who are suffering in the world. world, in our communities. As Sri Lanka too has gone through these difficult times and still our people continue to suffer without the basics. As we know about these realities, the church is inviting you and me to go out to the whole world, to my community, to go out to the cities and villages to find these suffering people. Can this day be meaningful? Can we share what we have, even if we have in excess? Are we humble enough to go out and share it with others? You are invited, my dear brothers and sisters, as a Christian community, when you organize your celebrations and all other effects in that line, can we really think of my brothers and sisters? This is not merely to satisfy because you are told to do it, to satisfy others, but this is coming out of your great love from your Christian experience, because the Lord Jesus, whose birth we are celebrating today, gave his life for us. He suffered for us. So we have abundant duty that go out to the whole world and share Jesus' love with others. Therefore, I bless you in his name, and I wish you all the very best in your efforts to reach out to the poor and the suffering. May God grant you many blessings during this season. Merry Christmas to all of you. Thank you.
Now, just another few more days are left for Christmas as well as for the New Year. The festive vibe is visible in every corner of the country as people prepare for the upcoming celebrations. Many cities in the country has become highly congested with large influx of people following the dawn of the festive season. Christmas decorations can be seen in many parts of the cities these days. Many people have begun to visit their hometowns with the objective of celebrating Christmas and the New Year with their families. However, Private Bus Owners Association said that a special bus service will not be deployed for the festive season. Meanwhile, a special train operation will be deployed for the people returning to their hometowns for the festive season. The police say that a special security program will be initiated for the festive season. Police media spokesman SSP Nihal Talduwe said that the relevant program will be initiated covering all cities in the country.
And meanwhile, the Colombo Christmas Entertainment Fair, jointly organized by the Presidential Secretariat and the Ministry of Tourism, currently underway at the Golf Face Green Entertainment Zone.
The fair, which comprised of many entertainment activities including canine shows and food stalls, will remain open for public until December 23rd. We have an update of the fair premises by National Television's Uvin Hetiarachi.
Yes, I am at the fair premises of the Colombo Christmas Entertainment Fair. This event has been jointly organized by the Presidential Secretariat and the Ministry of Tourism. Now, the activities are ongoing right now. The crowd is particularly captivated by a dog show that is being put on by the Sri Lankan Air Force. Now, Sri Lankan Air Force is also singing carols right next door at the Presidential Secretariat. The carols are being sung by the Tri-Forces, Civil Security Forces and Sri Lanka Police. Now, there is plenty of excitement to be shared here. You can come down and visit the food stalls, and there are plenty of people doing so right now. It's not too late. You can come down as well. It is ongoing tomorrow, and it'll be ongoing from 4 p.m. onwards until 8 p.m. Now, right behind me there is the Visit Sri Lanka hashtag. Now this is also being promoted by this event. Local organizations are also joining in. We met with some university students from the Japara campus who are also promoting this particular hashtag. So come on down, shine the excitement. Wishing you a happy holidays. I'm signing off. It's back to you in the studio.
12 students who are in remand custody for allegedly assaulting former Vice-Chancellor of the Peradeniya University, Senior Professor Athula Senaratne, and his son were produced before court today. 6 suspects were further remanded until the January 4th during the hearing. The suspects were produced before an identification period, and the Professor Athula Senaratne identified 6 suspects during the process. The suspects have been charged for allegedly assaulting the professor and his son, as well as inflicting damages to the house. Further investigations are carried out by the Criminal Investigations Department.
The residents of the Valikanda area have complained about clearing of 1,500 acres of land within the Trikona Madu Forest Reserve for a corn cultivation. Residents also said that threats of wild elephants attacks have been increased due to those activities. Valikanda and Trikona Madu areas have been considered as a hotspot for human-elephant conflict. Somawathiya Forest Reserve is located in this area, and 4 villages are under imminent threat of elephant attacks. Residents of the area say the measures taken by corn cultivators resulted in increasing elephant attacks, and the situation has disrupted the day-to-day life of the people living in those villages.
අරලගන් විල කජුවත්ත ප්‍රදේශයේ පිහිටි සත්ව ගොවිපලක ආහාර ගබඩාවකට වනාලියෙකු පහර දෙන අයුරු ගොවිපලේ සවිකර තිබූ CCTV කැමරාවක මෙලෙස සටහන්ව තිබුණා.
Meanwhile, clearing of forests in Polonnaru district has also resulted in increasing elephant attacks on farming villages. Elephants who lot their natural habitats usually invade farmlands in search of food.
Monday, December 26th has been declared as a public holiday. State Minister Ashoka Priyantha said that as per the State Ministry of Home Affairs announcements, the December 26th Monday has been declared as a holiday since Christmas Day has fallen on a Sunday. Many families experience various difficulties in the face of the prevailing economic crisis.
Various social service programs organized by certain organizations and individuals have been initiated for the welfare of the low-income earning families in this background. One of the programs is currently underway, encompassing several districts. Thousands of families in Nuwara Talawakale, Kurunagala, Nagollagama, Polonnaruwa, Habarana, Trincomalee and Batticaloa received dry ration packs under this program. Media sponsor for this program is the National Television. The program was organized as per a request of His Eminence More and More Athanasius Johann, the first of the Believers Eastern Church. The program was conducted with the participation of Archbishop of Colombo Diocese of the Believers Eastern Church, His Eminence Georgis More Macarius. 100 pregnant women in Kaduela area received nutritious packs along with plastic equipment. The relevant distribution was made based on a request by the area medical health officer. 365 persons received nutritious packs in Talawakale area. 500 families in Nuwara area received essential food packs. Nuwara District Secretary Nanda Galgoda was present at this occasion. Dry ration packs were distributed among low-income earning families in Marmore Divisional Secretariat Division, Batticaloa.
And meanwhile, Prime Minister Dinesh Gunawardena emphasizes that all stakeholders should act swiftly to safeguard children and adults from the drug menace. The Prime Minister made these remarks while taking part in the conference of the district secretaries today. The conference was held at the State Ministry of Home Affairs premises. While addressing the gathering, the Prime Minister said that all district secretaries should work to achieve the set objectives of the government to self-sustain the country with food production by 2023. He instructed to take immediate steps to accomplish the food production activities initiated within the district in parallel to the government program. The safeguarding of the fisheries industry will support the food security in the country. Accordingly, the Prime Minister instructed the secretaries to take necessary measures to improve fisheries industry in the district level. Minister Douglas Devananda and State Minister Ashoka Priyantha were present at this occasion.
Government desires to establish international trade office to synergize the external trade to the national economy while interconnecting the global value chains. The relevant measures are already in motion on the directions of President Ranil Wickremesinghe. Realizing the untapped economic potential of trade and investment while linking with regional and global value chains is a major element of the government's economic revival program. Towards this end, the ambition is to first integrate into South Asia and then expand to the East, China, Thailand and Indonesia, linking to the regional comprehensive economic partnership, which consists of 30% of the world's GDP, trade and population. The government has decided to reorganize the existing conventional institutional setup and newly establish the International Trade Office. The office will interconnect all the relevant institutions and synergize their work to obtain the maximum output from the external trade sector to the national economy. The ITO, once established through an Act of Parliament, will be headed by an ambassador of international trade supported by an eminent group of advisors who has expertise in international trade, and the core structure of the institution will consist of designated officers from all relevant institutions. As announced in the 2023 budget speech, the ITO will initially be established under the Ministry of Finance and subsequently it will be amalgamated into the Ministry of Foreign Affairs to implement Sri Lanka's foreign trade development policy across the world with enhanced and effective coordination. Until the establishment of the ITO is fully completed, the core staff of the institution have been built up at the Presidential Secretariat immediately to start functioning. In coordination with the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and other related institutions, the ITO will also address and resolve the implementation-related issues relating to the existing trade agreements.
The Election Commission has appointed the district returning officers and assistant returning officers for the local government elections. The Election Commission has issued the relevant gazette notification exercising the powers vested in the Commission under the Local Authorities Elections Ordinance. Accordingly, the relevant appointments have been made covering all 25 administrative districts. The gazette notification has been issued by the Chairman of the Commission.
A meeting to discuss issues pertaining to local canned fish industry was held at the Fisheries Ministry recently. The meeting was held with the participation of Minister Douglas Devananda. Representatives of the local canned fish industrialists association during the meeting said that 12 out of 22 factories in the country are distributing canned fish under necessary standards. The relevant products are SLS certified. The industrialists pointed out that 4 factories are waiting for the SLS certification, while another 6 factories are involving in distributions without any standards. They pointed out that such activities have declined the demand for local canned fish. They requested the government to formulate a mechanism in this regard. Attention was directed during the meeting on the impacts of the local industrialists due to canned fish importers. Minister Douglas Devananda said that measures will be taken to resolve these issues swiftly. Also, he emphasized that the factories without the SLS certification should take necessary steps to obtain the certification without a delay. State Minister P.L. Nishantha, parliamentarians Dilip Vedarachi and Vijitha Herath were present at this meeting. Now, veteran cinematographer and stage drama artist Dharmasri Bandaranaike was felicitated at the ceremony held in Colombo yesterday.
His service to the cinema, television and stage drama over a period of a half-century was commenced at the ceremony held at the Film Corporation Auditorium. The Manchester University offered a special honorary medal to Dr. Dharmasiri Bandaranaike on April 27th to commend his service to the field of arts. The medal was officially handed over to Dr. Bandaranaike at yesterday's ceremony by Professor Bahishan Nimaralan, Deputy Facility of the head of Manchester University. At the same time, the University of Ruhuna offered an honorary doctorate to Dharmasiri Bandaranaike on the 16th of this month. Minister Dr. Bambulu Gunawardena and a group of dignitaries participated at the ceremony. The government has decided to distribute diesel donated by the Chinese government to every farmer who cultivated less than 1 hectare of paddy free of charge.
Minister of Agriculture, Wildlife and Forest Resources Conservation, Mahinda Amaravira said a decision has been taken to distribute 6.98 million litres of diesel out of the 10.06 million litres of fuel provided by the Chinese government to Sri Lanka on a request of President Ranil Wickremesinghe as a relief to the farmers engaged in rice cultivation. The rest of the fuel received from the Chinese government is to be given for the country's fishermen. That's all on local news. Stay tuned for international stories coming up next.
මගේ කලා ජීවිතයට දැන් අවුරුදු ගාණක් වෙනවා. පුංචි මදුරුවෙක් හින්දා අහිංසක ජීවිත ගණනාවක් මේ ලෝකේ අතහැරලා ගිය අවස්ථා ඕන තරම් මම දැකලා තියෙනවා. දැන්වත් අපි මේක නතර කරමු.
Back with your international stories, the World Health Organization says the hospitals in China appear to be filling up amidst the concerns about a fresh COVID-19 wave hitting the country.
Executive Director of the World Health Organization Health Emergencies Program, Dr. Michael Ryan, says intensive care units are busy despite officials saying numbers are relatively low. China figures show no one died of COVID yesterday, but there is skepticism about the disease's real impact. In recent days, hospitals in Beijing and other cities have been filling up as the latest COVID surge hits China. Since 2020, China has imposed strict health restrictions as part of its zero-COVID policy.
President Joe Biden has told President of Ukraine Volodymyr Zelensky that the United States will stand by Ukraine for as long as it takes its war with Russia. United States President Joe Biden confirmed a new package on more than $2 billion United States dollars in assistance for Ukraine and promised another $45 billion US dollars aid in the near future. Ukraine's President Zelensky expressed his gratitude for Washington's backing, and at Wednesday's joint news conference, Biden told reporters he was not at all worried about holding the international coalition together.
Now, 8 teenage girls have been charged with murder in the Saturday night stabbing of a 59-year-old man in downtown Toronto, authorities said. Police said the girls aged between 13 and 16 seemed to have met online before meeting in person on the night of the attack, possibly for the first time. They were arrested near the crime scene shortly after a man who has not been named had been living in a shelter for the homeless at the time of the assault. Police said the girls are believed to have assaulted and stabbed the victim in Toronto's downtown core, an area filled with high-end condominium towers.
Prima, katumi, fantamai.
Update moving to the LPL. Jaffna Kings qualified for the finals of the Lanka Premier League series, and they've secured a spot on finals by defeating the Kandy Falcons.
The match was played at the Colombo R. Premadasa Stadium. Batting first, Kandy Falcons scored 143 runs for the loss of 8 wickets for their innings. Pathum Nishanka scored 35 for the Falcons. Vijayakanth Virkhas picked up 3 wickets for the Jaffna Kings. Jaffna Kings was chasing the target of 144 when the rain disrupted the match proceedings. Jaffna had scored 98 runs for the loss of 3 wickets before the rain interruption. Accordingly, Jaffna secured a 24-run victory on Duckworth-Lewis method.
Yes, he does. Great presence of mind. This is a massive blow.
This has become a familiar sight.
Slides down the leg side. Afif gets just enough back. Oh, that struck very nicely over.
Around the wicket. Nicely punched. That was pitched up. And that will make everyone feel good.
He's clearly a young man on the move. He's got another boundary.
98 for 3.
The second qualifier, or the eliminator, was held between Colombo Stars and Galle Gladiators. The match was limited to 18 overs aside due to rain interruptions. Batting first, Galle Gladiators scored 108 runs for 9 wickets in their stipulated 18 overs. Chasing the target, Colombo Stars reached the 109-run mark in 16 overs, while only losing 3 wickets in the chase. The third qualifier, or the second semi-finals, was held between Colombo Stars and Candy Falcons.
And with that, we conclude tonight's news. Do it just tomorrow at a very safe time.
Good night.
Good night.